Brighton vs Man City Live, latest Premier League updates. Brighton host Manchester City on Saturday evening in the Premier League, a meeting of two clubs in the top four, one rather more surprising than the other at this stage. The Seagulls have impressed and lost just once so far in the league, though face a big task to keep the reigning champions at bay. Pep Guardiola's outfit are third, just above their hosts, and have the top flight's joint best defensive record at this stage. City were in action in midweek in the Champions League and produced what the manager termed one of their best European performances of his tenure, thrashing Club Brugge and scoring 5 goals in the process. Prior to that, it was an easy win over Burnley in the league last week, making it 7 unbeaten in that competition since the opening day of the campaign. The two managers did clash last season, but Graham Potter says he apologized and doesn't expect it to be a factor when they meet again, hoping for a cuddle from his opposite number. Follow all the live updates and action as Brighton host Manchester City below. Pep Guardiola insists there will no thoughts of revenge in his head when he takes his Manchester City to Brighton on Saturday. City blew a 2-0 lead to be beaten 3-2 at the Amex last season after having Joao Cancelo sent off just 10 minutes into the match, in which Guardiola confronted Brighton boss Graham Potter, who subsequently apologized for some overzealous celebrations of his side's opening goal. The defeat was a setback for City in the final weeks of their build-up to the Champions League final, but Guardiola said it had not been part of his thinking this week. City surrendered a 2-0 lead to lose at the Amex last season in a match which saw Guardiola confront Brighton boss Graham Potter. Brighton came from 2-0 down to beat Manchester City 3-2 in this fixture last season, so will be confident that they can challenge the champions this evening. That win ended a run of 7 straight defeats for the Seagulls against Pep Guardiola's side in the Premier League. Graham Potter makes just one change from the team that drew with Norwich last time out. Solly March returns to the lineup replacing Shane Duffy. Pep Guardiola meanwhile makes just 2 changes to the starting side that faced Club Brugge during the week. Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez drop out with Ilkay Gundogan and Gabriel Jesus brought in. Brighton's Sanchez, Cucurella, Dunk, Maupay, Trossard, Gross, Lallana, Motor, March, Byrne, Veltman. Man City's Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodrigo, Gundogan, Bernardo, Jesus, Foden, Grealish. Brighton's start to the season has come even better than Graham Potter would have imagined. 15 points from the first 8 games with 4 wins, 3 draws and just 1 defeat against Everton. The Seagulls will play with confidence, but they'll understand that they're up against it today. Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne were on target for City as they swept Burnley aside at the Etihad Stadium. As you would expect, City dominated possession and completed more than double the amount of passes as Burnley. Pep Guardiola will be wanting his team to continue their good form to move within 1 win of Chelsea. Brighton are without Steven Alzate and Danny Welbeck, who both have long-term injuries, but there is an outside chance that Adam Webster could return according to manager Graham Potter. Webster's inclusion would be a big boost for the Seagulls, but he may not quite be match fit. Manchester City an almost full squad to select from, with only forward Ferran Torres absent with a metatarsal issue. The evening kickoff sees a clash at the top of the Premier League table as 4th-placed Brighton host 3rd-placed Manchester City. If the Seagulls defeat City, they'll move up to 3rd, whilst the champions can move within 2 points of current leaders Chelsea if they take all 3 points. Pep Guardiola's men are in decent form, having won their last 2 matches and come into the fixture on the back of a 5-1 demolition of Club Brugge in the Champions League. Brighton meanwhile have drawn 3 games in a row, with the last 2 both ending goalless, but they've only conceded 5 goals in the league and will make it tough work for City's superstars. Mason Mount bagged a hat-trick as Chelsea handed hapless 10-man Norwich a 7-0 homegrown hammering to cement top spot in the Premier League. Chelsea youth products Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Reece James set the tone with first-half goals as the Blues ran riot at Stamford Bridge. England left-back Ben Chilwell then drilled in his 4th goal in 5 games for club and country. Max Aarons put through his own net, and the Canaries had Ben Gibson sent off for 2 yellow cards. Chelsea youth products Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Reece James set the tone with first-half goals as the Blues ran riot at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea boss, Thomas Tuchel, praised his players for the performance they put in against Norwich in the early kick-off. His team stormed to a 7-0 victory at Stamford Bridge, and Tuchel puts that down to Chelsea's intensity. He said, "We played a good performance. We were sharp and put in a lot of effort. We pressed high and won many balls. We played with a higher rhythm and created a lot of chances. To score 7 you also need a bit of luck and momentum, but it was a good effort. This is just 1 game. The next one follows on Tuesday evening in the EFL Cup. The players deserve all the credit, but it's also only one game. The focus was that we keep the same intensity and we create opportunities. This is what we demanded. You need luck to score and you need the moment. That's why I'm happy, because the intensity was high and the rhythm was high. I feel very sorry for Daniel Farke because we did not stop and we didn't want to stop. We said at halftime we wanted to keep going. It feels horrible for Daniel today. I hope he keeps his head up and puts his team back on track. He deserves it, and he's a good guy. A very happy Mason Mount told BT Sport after the game. Before the game I put pressure on myself to get on the score sheet, then 3 came around in the same game. It's obviously a massive moment for me. I'll remember this one for a long time. I was always getting in positions to score, but I just wasn't putting it in the back of the net. I thought the last one might be offside. It was my luck today, but it's also about the team. We spoke before about being at it from the beginning. We did that today. Players came in the absence of other players. We were on it the entire game, but we never dropped our standards and kept going. I always want to play every game. Sometimes you've got to take a backward step, but in the last couple of games I've felt at it and ready to play. It's a big moment for me to score 3 at home at Stamford Bridge.